Good afternoon and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday afternoon, evening, and pretty quiet afternoon to be had across the area as we settle up for what should be a somewhat warm unseasonably warm next several days. Let's take a look at what's going on radar-wise. We actually did have rain earlier today across parts of the Arklamas. Most of it was quite spotty and, again, didn't last for very long, and most of it staying confined to the Mississippi Valley as we worked through the course of the afternoon and evening hours. Just realized I had a door open. Boy, that was embarrassing. All right, here's a look across the rest of the region as you just also saw the rest of the office as well. Man, that's not good. I feel embarrassed. It's just a printer back there. That's all you need to know. Anyway, here's a look at what's going on across the remainder of the region. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 80s to low 90s. I was printing some stuff earlier. Had to get to the printer, but mission accomplished there. Upper 80s to low 90s, 92 in Monroe, 92 in Winnsboro, 85 in Lake Providence. So you can see folks along the Mississippi Valley that actually had some increased cloud cover in the spotty rainfall earlier today. That did bring some noticeable changes in terms of temperatures. That said, if we run into any rainfall over the next few days, it's likely to stay very spotty and very brief. Enough time for you to go, oh, it's raining, and then for it to be essentially gone. Temperatures across the rest of the region, you don't really see a lot of significant widespread relief across the area. 91 Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, 93 in Shreveport, 89 currently in Little Rock. Look at the satellite radar, and as we start losing daylight on this Wednesday, you can see the agitated cumulus that helped to generate the shower activity, albeit brief, along the Mississippi Valley earlier today. And a look at the water vapor imagery kind of illustrates the upper level pattern. And so here's what's going on. We've got a trough of low pressure out to the northeast through the Great Lakes region. Same trough that brought the cold front through the area earlier this week. In its wake, there's a ridge of high pressure that's kind of in place across the central United States. And then there's another upper level low out to the west. What happens is, as the two features to the west and east of us just kind of linger, one of them kind of becoming more amplified, the other one just kind of holding its place, that trough to the east, the ridge of high pressure in between just essentially gets amplified over the next several days, meaning that it just gets stronger and remains kind of anchored into the central United States. For lack of a better term, it creates a very stagnant upper-level pattern. It could also maybe open the window of opportunity for temperatures to climb close to 100 degrees. Again, most of us are generally going to stay in the upper 90s. Should stay a few degrees south of the 100-degree mark, but some 98s are not out of the question, and maybe a rogue 99 here or there. So again, be aware of that. Quick check of the tropical satellite. There's not a whole lot out there in terms of organization, but we do have a new area that's been outlooked by the National Hurricane Center, and again, just monitoring a wave that's coming off the coast of Africa. Has about a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. Not overly concerned about development. Obviously, we're in the peak and the throes of the Atlantic hurricane season. There's just not a whole lot happening out there, and that's not a bad thing. So, again, just something to watch over the next few days as we go through the next week. And, again, a reminder that your tropical forecasts this season are made possible by Russell Moore Lumber. Your lumber number, you call, they haul. Give them a shout today. Again, as we go through the next 7 days, I really don't expect a lot of significant pattern changes. The rain chances are pretty close to zero. Betty, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. There could be the window of opportunity for maybe some patchy fog overnight. Mainly clear other than that as lows fall to near 70. We're firmly back into the mid-90s in most locations tomorrow. Still plenty of sunshine with winds light out of the northeast. Look at the 7-day forecast. Again, this has been refreshed since I joined you midday. Not a lot's changed in the overall scope. Maybe some 96s have turned to 97s. Some 97s have turned to 96s. Morning lows basically hovering 69, 70 degrees over the next several days. Could fall into the mid-60s across southern Arkansas. In fact, I have El Dorado tomorrow at 67 to start the day. I have Natchez, Mississippi running at around 68. So, again, temperatures could vary just depending on location. Other than that, not a lot of shocking changes to be had over the next 7 days. Again, thanks so much for joining us this evening. I will be back with you first thing tomorrow morning. We'll take a look at visibility to make sure that the fog's not misbehaving on us. We'll take a look at the latest on tropic scenarios and things like that as well, if there's anything out there to watch. And obviously continue to keep an eye on this very stagnant, very warm, and